Now two flags fly above my land that really sum up how I feel. One is the colors that fly high and proud, the red, the white, the blue. The other one's got a rattlesnake with a simple statement made. Don't tread on me is what it says, and I'll take that.
Hey y'all, Big Bub here from Big Bub Outdoors. It's been a while since I posted anything. Been working a whole lot at the pawn shop. And done some bow hunting. Pretty much let everything walk. I shot at one the other day and got a bad shot. Nobody wants to admit to, but we're all human. Nobody's perfect. Deer turned right as I pulled the trigger on the crossbow, and I blew through her leg and hit no vitals. Actually went through the back of her leg and out the front of her leg. She was facing this way, and when I shot, she turned just a little bit, hit right in the back of her leg. So a little upsetting about that, but it's okay.
Still productive hunt. We've seen a lot of scrapes and rubs.
Yeah, we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of bucks down in that place too.
Yeah.
But today we are going to Wabashiki Wetlands. As y'all notice, we are in our nice, good Blazer Hunter Orange. Yes, that means we are going out with the Orange Army this year. This is Eric's first year out with the Orange Army. Last year I had him on private property. Today is opening day of gun season in Indiana. Today is November 16th. It is like 5:45. Your clock's a little fast. It's 5:45 in the morning. We're on our way to go sign in, and me and Eric has already scouted. Hopefully nobody's sitting in our spots. You know, that's kind of the problem with public land. You can't guarantee your spot.
Not really our spots, but they're the spots we picked.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what it is. We scouted it. We went through, spent extra time in the woods. Got a couple locations picked out that should produce, because in gun season here in Indiana on DNR ran properties, it's buck only. You can't shoot any does. Tomorrow we'll be on River Initiative properties, which you can harvest a doe. They honor the bonus antlerless tags out there, so be looking forward to those videos. And hopefully today, I'm hoping we both double up. Eric is using his brand new Ruger Rancher 450 Bushmaster, and I'm using a H&R Handy Rifle 357 Magnum with a 180 grain bear load. You hear a lot of good and a lot of bad about a 357. That they're good for deer, they're bad for deer. You get great trails, you don't get trails, and all the stuff that I read about and everything, people are using like 125 and 158 grain. So I always go above and beyond. I special ordered a 180 grain bear load, so should be doing all right there. Eric's running what, 250s?
It's Hornady Black 250 grain FTX bullets.
Hornady Black 250 grain FTS bullets. We've already been to the range, and I should have videoed that, but I didn't. We went to the range and sighted them in, dead on from 20 yards all the way out to 200 with his Rancher, and I ain't shooting nothing past 100 yards with a 357. I just don't think.
That's crosshair only with mine. I'm not using any mil dots. All
yeah, no mil dots. That's crosshair only. Mine's same way, just single crosshair.
I've got mil dots. I just don't need them out to 200. Past that, probably. I won't take any shots past that, more likely.
I ain't taking anything past 100 yards. But we'll see how the day goes, and I'll take you all along with me and do a little videoing in the woods. So catch y'all here in a little bit. Hey y'all, Big Bub here from Big Bub Outdoors. It's almost 7 o'clock. I'm not exactly where I wanted to be. I'm in between the thickets somewhere. I got over where I wanted to be, and a boat had come by as I was walking through the thicket, and 4 guys come up off that boat, and one of the guys set up right there, which is where I had scouted to hunt. So I went back through the thicket, somewhere on the other side of it. Eric's about 300 to 500 yards, depending exactly how far I went through that thicket, because I just cut at an angle and kept going until it opened back up. Hoping for the best. So, wish me luck, and I'll see y'all here in a little while. Alright, y'all, it's almost 8 o'clock. Haven't seen nor heard anything. Right about 7:06, 7:07, somewhere right in there. The first shot of the season rang out way off in the distance. Since that first shot, there's been 4 others. So there's been 5 shots between 7:07 and 7:49. It's still extremely early. I'm hoping for the best. Now that the sun's up and I can see, that guy, he's at that one end of the spot. He actually went into the thicket and kind of crossed. And over in the area I want to be, as the crow flies, I'm actually about 70 yards from it. It's actually a little farther than that, through the thicket and all that, but it's I'm actually not too far from where I want to be. That guy, he's I seen where he went, and he disappeared this morning. He's somewhere in the thicket on the other side, but I backed away from it because I didn't know exactly where he was going. So I'm still pretty close to where I want to be at. Like I said, I'm about 65, 70 yards. And I'm about 300 to 350 yards from Eric. I have a thicket. I'm going to show you what's going on. I have a thicket that's actually blocking me and Eric. I have a thicket about I'd say 100 yards in front of me. I'm actually in one. I'm right at the edge of one. It kind of fees out right back here, and I'm at the edge between 2 of them. So I'm gonna show you what's going on. Okay, I got one right there, and it kind of goes behind me like that. Got one there, and I got one right down there. So I'm actually in this square type deal of a little bit of open woods between all these thickets. Like I said, Eric's about 300 yards that direction total, which would be northwest. So Eric's northwest of me. It's not too bad. I'm hoping he gets one with that 450. She's right behind this tree right here. I can't get a shot of her. Oh, there she is right there. That little black blur that just went across the screen. That was a dove. So, wish me luck. Problem with public land, y'all. I've been here since, a little after 5:40, 6 o'clock. Had them doves come in. Started hearing some cracking over here to my right. I'll show y'all what's going on. Right there. The guy decided he was going to come and start walking in the woods. Here. See him walking down there? He's right in this area right here, walking through. He got about 50 yards from me. Stomping around, making all kinds of fucking noise. I whistled at him, let him know I was here, and he goes over and sits down on a log. About 5-6 minutes, about 40 yards from me. Gets up, starts walking again. So, most likely, I ain't gonna see diddly the rest of this morning. And, it's a bunch of bull, because I got in here so early to get to my spot. These guys don't hunt all freaking year until gun season, and they come piling in from the boat, and they're just walking the woods. They ain't even freaking hunting, hoping they're gonna kick something up. That's what they're doing. It's ridiculous. So, most likely I'm not going to be here this afternoon. I'm going to go and change a different spot. Alright, y'all, it's 10:23. About 4 minutes ago, I shot a buck. Not a monster, not a nice, tall, smaller rack, but big body. I only get today and tomorrow to hunt, and then I don't have any days off until Thanksgiving, and I have plans for Thanksgiving, so I'm not going to be able to hunt then. So my gun season's done after today and tomorrow. So I'm just here to fill 2 tags. I'm not after my typical monster that I try to put down. Took a nice big bodied buck. I hit him with my 357. First shot, popped him right back here, and he went up this way behind me and stood out. Come back out again about, I don't know, 65 yards. I shot a second time. When I was looking through my scope, I could see clear in the scope, clear as day, that he already had a hole in him. I could see the blood on him, but I was trying to end him, and not sure if the second shot hit, but he made it over here about another 70 yards and then disappeared. And Eric called me, said he seen a buck get behind some trees and looked like he fell over. So I'm gonna get down, double check, make sure I got some good blood over here, and go from there. I want to see what kind of blood trail I have, and I'll show y'all what's going on. So I'll come back to y'all here in just a little bit. All right, y'all. Like I said, I got lost this morning because of them people, and I went through 2 whole thickets. And how far are we apart, brother?
250, 300 yards.
About 300 yards.
Looking at the same set of woods.
Looking at the same set of woods and not even knowing that we was in the same set or even looking at any of the same deer. I seen does this morning that Eric didn't even know was in this woods.
Yeah, because they was actually further behind him, I think.
The buck was going the same way as them does. The only reason Eric got to see him is because I popped him.
I heard that shot and I looked right at him.
I shot, and he went running Eric's direction. He was heading up my left.
I'd say that buck was about 250 yards when I seen him.
Yeah, he was heading up my left to where the does went. Everybody's I want to settle this right here, right now. No, we have not went and found this deer. I told you guys just about 5 minutes ago I was going to get down and check blood. Eric walked over to me. Now, I am using a 357 Magnum. People say, oh, they don't leave good blood trail. They don't leave this, they don't leave that. They're not sufficient enough to kill a deer. Oh, 410s are better. I hear all this stupidness. Okay? If you guys use the correct ammunition, a 357 Magnum is a beast. I'm using 180 grain bare loads, and I want to show y'all something. I'm just show you a couple. This deer ran from over here. All right, I'm gonna just kind of show you. He was on a good run. You know, that's the blood there. All this blood here, blood, 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 blood. Look, and then I start hitting hardcore blood all the way through. So I don't want to hear the bull crap that a 357 won't do it, because I mean, look at all this blood. So I'm gonna get off here. We're gonna track this deer, and I'll see y'all here in a little bit.
Somewhere up over here.
Oh, hang on, because I got to find my stand too. All right, y'all. We have amazing blood all the way up to last blood. There was a hunter over here, and my deer and the hunter is now gone. Got to love public land. I guess he needed the meat more than I did. It's sad to say.
Same one that walked in on us about 9:30.
We seen him come in at 9:30. The guy sat down. I shot the deer. You know, about 10:23, 10 something like that. I got it. It's on this video. Me and Eric got on blood about 11 o'clock.
We were on for about 200 yards.
We got up here, and you could just look. I mean, you didn't have to search. Like, you could see it 20-30 yards up in front of you. And we get to this spot, and it looks like something's laid down right there, and you can see that guy about 400 or 500 yards up the way. Looked like he was dragging something. So Had a cart with him. Who cares? Unfortunately, it kind of pisses me off. But that's not the first time I've had a deer stolen. Last time I called a game warden, and you know, it was his say versus mine, and the only thing that I could get out of this is be like, you know, I'm using a 357. You know, as long as he's got a bigger caliber, I could probably get my deer back. But if he needed it bad enough that he had to take one away from another hunter.
Sad thing is, I saw a backpack on his back, and I didn't see no gun on his shoulder or in his hands.
Yeah, I didn't see him with a gun either. A guy got within 40 yards of me. I never seen a gun.
Unless he was coming out with like a 40 caliber pistol or something.
I don't know. Yeah, unless he's hunting pistol. But he had no long gun on him. Just a backpack.
He could have been here just sitting.
So me and Eric's going to pack up, and we're going to go to one of the river initiatives where we can shoot does or bucks. I let a couple does walk this morning. I had them, well, I didn't let them walk. I had to let them walk because you can't shoot them on DNR property. The river initiative properties you can.
I saw one fox squirrel and 2 hunters that walked in on me.
So we're going to go over here and get our stands and head out. So come back to y'all here in a little bit. I'm very disappointed. 357 put a hell of a hole in this thing, and one of the best blood trails I've had with any gun.
I'm hoping I can see what this thing does tonight.
So I'll catch y'all here in a little while. Alright y'all, I'm standing on Last Blood. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at here. There's wheel marks going through here from like a cart. I got good blood like this, as y'all can see, all the way down, and it goes right down there about 65 yards to my tree. Maybe 75. But he said we seen that guy down here. We knew he was over here somewhere, and he was way up there by the time, you know, because I waited an hour, well, half hour, something like that, like 11:15. I shot at like 10:23, almost an hour, like 45 minutes. But you look where Last Blood's at. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but those are tire tracks. That's about just over 2 foot wide, and they go right up that way, and then they turn and they hit the main path. And then once it hits the main path, and I actually found a couple blood droplets down that main path, and it's gone. Like I said, I'm not going to argue with somebody. If somebody needed to steal one, I mean, I kind of feel sorry for them. They had to steal somebody else's deer. If they needed meat that bad, I mean, all they had to do is ask. I would have gave it to him. I mean, yeah, I need the meat too, but I'll go out and I'll kill a doe. I still got doe tag, and I still got an archery tag. I mean, I'd have went out and I'd have put a couple more does in the freezer. I mean, I had no problem helping somebody out, and it's just kind of depressing that somebody had to go, and he wasn't no monster. It's not like I had a trophy. You know, it was tall, but I think he was like a 6, small 6, but it was really tall. It was kind of like an inside basket, but it's real nice and tall, kind of slinky. But he had a big body, and I was out here for some meat. I was planning on tagging today and then going tomorrow, tag tomorrow, and be done. And then I might have went out late archery, but you know, I didn't feel like eating tag soup this year, and it's disappointing. So for everybody watching, you know, I hope this never happens to any of you guys. Catch y'all later. Alright, y'all. It's 4:02. An out-of-stater I got talking to some guys. Alright, y'all. It's a little after 7:30. Me and Eric got back. I ended up talking to a guy on my way out. A white Chevy from out of state, like Maine or Minnesota or something. State starts with an M. A bunch of them guys come down all the time, every gun season. And I was talking to this feller, and that's a local boy, and he's like, "Man, you look kind of mad." And I was like, "Dude, somebody took my deer. I found tire tracks in the blood where he was laying." And he asked me what, he goes, "What did it look like?" And I was like, he goes, "Only one person brought a deer up." And he goes, "I'll tell you if it was yours or not." And I was like, "Man," "it's either a 6 or an 8. I was like, "It was real tall, but it was inside the ears. I mean, no trophy by no means." I said, "But, it was a nice body." I said, "And it was shot with a 357 Magnum." And he said, "Well, that white truck just loaded one up, looks just like that guy from out of state." He said he got up here about 15-20 minutes before you guys did, which is about right. We were trying to get up there with him. And that guy from out of state, he must have really needed a deer, because he took my buck. Then we spent like 3 to 4 hours trying to find my tree stand, because I didn't mark where it was at, and I was so frustrated. But we found it, and we set back out there, and we had a spike come in and a 6, and Eric was watching them, and Eric was going to shoot one of them for his first deer ever. And at like 5:15, we'd been watching this deer probably 20-30 minutes. My phone was dead. I couldn't video nothing. That's the reason I'm doing this now. But at like 5:15, that deer, we were sitting there watching it, and he'd been, we got there at like 4:30, 4:45. And at 5:15, we kept hearing something off to our right, rustling around. That deer was looking that way, and it took off running. And some guy come out, walking out of the woods. He was packing up, leaving. Had his ground blind on his back and everything. So, spooked those off. We didn't see no more tonight. I'm super upset. It'd be a different story if I'd got a bad shot. I'd been upset that I got a bad shot. But no, I put a clean shot on this deer. Like, it was a 50-yard shot. I hit him with the 357, and he walked. He didn't even run. Deer didn't even know he was hit. He walked about 20-30 yards where I first started showing you guys all that blood, and stood there for the longest time. I was sitting there looking through him from my scope. I could have shot him again. But I was sitting there watching him pour blood out. And I was like, there's no point in shooting again. He's going to die here fairly shortly. And he made it about 80, 85 yards, where it had doubled over. Everything was messed up. Me and Eric tried to give that guy the benefit of the doubt of, we knew he had a deer on that cart. We tried to give him the benefit of the doubt that, he had shot that himself. And we walked it. I mean, circled that thing. And the circle just kept getting wider and wider and wider. I mean, you could just look 10, 15 yards ahead of you and just follow the blood. It was just beautiful. And it come to a spot where it laid out. And that's where he crashed. And like I said, there was tire tracks right through it. And it's a shame. In all honesty, I mean, if the guy needed it that bad, I mean, he could have just asked. I'd have tagged it, and then I'd have gave it to him. I mean, if you need meat that bad that you're willing to steal somebody's, then that's a shame. But I'll be back out tomorrow. It's my last day of gun season. I got to work every day. I might be able to make it out on Thanksgiving. I'm not for sure. Me and Eric's going back out, and I'm going to have my boss with me tomorrow. So we're going to a place where we can shoot does. I got videos of does on this. I got video of doe on this today that I had to let walk. I had them 10 yards. Couldn't do nothing about it. So I'll catch y'all later. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.